Hi, my name's Steve Lodge, and I done a video recently about do empaths need to suffer. Now, I was messaging a lady this morning and something came up to me that I sometimes overlook, which is we do need to suffer. That's where a lot of our experience and growth comes from, is suffering. That's where a lot of our empathy for others who are suffering comes from, is the suffering that we have been through to wake up and that understanding. Now, something I often overlook due to too much suffering is, or perceived suffering, is we need love. We learn so much from love. I have had so many situations in my life that I have felt down, I have felt suicidal, I can't go on, I've had enough, I can't take it anymore, I want to give up, that's it, I don't care, it needs to stop. The torture in my mind, the torture in my body, I can feel the pain of my mind, in my body, in my being. That suffering, that despair, that being at the bottom of the barrel, just with nothing, not leaving the house, not talking to anybody for months on end, sitting up all night and just sleeping whenever you sleep. In all these times, there's always been something, a helping hand. There's been that moment of love, that moment of joy. People who knew me back in them days, I had a little dog called Ali. When I was going through this point, or one of these points, I had this little puppy. And I didn't realise how that little puppy got me through. That little dog became my world. It was that little dog that got me out of bed to feed her. That little dog that got me out of bed to walk her and love her. When I felt so alone because I didn't have people around me, I wasn't alone, but I didn't realise it. I had that little dog with me. That little dog curling up next to me. That love. So, like with the yin and the yang, in every moment of darkness, there is light. And we need to learn to recognise the light. Because it's that light that gets us through. Now that may be a kind remark, or a smile, or even a video, or just anything. Any little sign of love and compassion is enough to put that glimmer of light within the darkness for somebody. This is why it's important for us to shine. Because we become that glimmer of light within people's darkness. Every kind remark and comment that comes back to me becomes my glimmer of light in my darkness. And I hope I can return that back to you by doing a video or replying or whatever I can do to show you kindness and love back, so I can too be your glimmer of light within your darkness on whatever path you may be on. It's important for us to experience love. The birth of a baby lamb, the birth of a newborn baby, the kind word of a stranger, the smile across a lonely room, the pat on the back when you feel like you're about to give up, that message of encouragement to just say, go again. This is what's important too, because when we experience the darkness, it's these glimmers of light that get us through and make us grow too. It's these glimmers of hope and love that make us get back up. It's important that we shine. Love is important. Kindness is important. You might not even realise it. You might have even been thinking about something different and you had it on your mind and you're sitting there grinning to yourself on a bus or a train or just wherever. But someone looks over and you notice and you look over and you catch each other's eye, but they see that grin on your face. That's enough for them to grin. I remember when I used to work the door, or I wasn't working the door at the time, it was a pal of mine that was working the door at this point, and he told me, he was head doorman, he was a great guy. He told me, I'm not worried about letting the drunks in to the club. I don't let the people in with a frown. Because a frown will spread just as much as a smile. So it's better to have a drunk, smiling person than a sober, grumpy person. Because all it takes is that grumpy person sits there. For whatever reason they're grumpy, that's fine. There's no judgment why they're grumpy. But if you're a head doorman, you need to keep it a safe and happy environment within the club or the pub or whatever you're doing security for. He said, that frown, all it takes is that person to stand against the bar or sit at a seat and look across the bar with a frown on his face. Someone looks over and sees that frown. The first thing that person does is go to his mate. Hey, what's that guy staring at? You seen the face on him? Is he giving me, what's he looking at? And then he talks to his mate. The first thing his mate does is look over and goes, ooh, him over there. And then he'll look at his mate and then he'll look around and then he's got a frown on his face. And then someone else sees his frown and like, hey, what's he staring at? What are you looking at? Why are you looking at me with that frown on your face? Now, none of this is personal to each other, but it is triggering each other. So everyone's triggering each other. And the original person might have lost someone that day and he was just sad and coming out. He might just be an unconscious person who wants to look for a fight. That's irrelevant. But what's important is how we pass on our energy. So we bear in mind that if we smile, we pass on love and a smile. Love is not limited. Love is endless. We can keep giving love and have more love back. We don't give love and then feel empty. We give love and feel full. This is why we shine. This is why we do what we do as empaths. We spread on the love and we spread on the light. So, as much as it is important for empaths to experience suffering to wake up, we need to experience the love to get us through and to get us back up. So it's all connected. We need the pain and we need the love. Life isn't just about love. We need both. Both create growth. This doesn't mean that we stay in abusive friendships, relationships. As I always say, we need to grow and develop and learn and experience. What it means is, as I've said many times before, we embrace perceived suffering because it's not real suffering, it's a lesson. And then we embrace the love because that's what makes us shine. And we rise again and we keep going forward. You keep going forward. Just remember, every act of kindness is a lesson for someone else who may be in despair. Be someone else's light in their despair. Shine for them. That doesn't mean you give all your energy. It means you shine like a beacon so they can see you. And you're that glimmer of hope for them. The more of us that do this, the better the world will become. If we teach our children how to shine and to love other people in their schools and their classmates and to shine, it'll be difficult at first because we're going against the majority. But eventually the equality will start to tip in our favour of love and kindness. We need to work towards this, because if we're not working towards this, we're working towards the other way, which is despair, cutting ourselves off, loneliness. So we need to be kind and just shine. Just be yourself. without thought or judgment of your actions. Come from the heart, follow your intuition. Anyway, love and light. Thank you again for all your support and all your kind messages. I appreciate them all. They help me to do what I'm doing. Have a great day, morning, night, noon, wherever you are. Thank you.